Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price,
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
and you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard.
Mata into a trap pass. What about that? Ivanovic!
In the middle, it's just behind him, but it's taken by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off.
Palmer, João Pedro, it's three, and Chelsea are running away with the FIFA Club World Cup final.
Hat-trick hero, Cole Palmer wins an epic, sensational game.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode,
it's time for part 2 in our Keep Our Loan series. This time, the Midfielders. Oh, welcome back everyone to another episode of At the Bridge Pod. I am your host Mike, and I'm joined in a virtual room roaring with Lion. I've got Chris, Mikey and Chris, Monday show, as it always should be on a Monday. Chris, moments of the World Cup so far. But dude, like I said, not of the weekend, World Cup so far.
It was quite a quiet weekend for the World Cup, I thought.
I think it was an Ollie themed weekend.
Yeah, there was the late winner for Canada yesterday. The England game was absolutely shit.
I didn't enjoy it, I won't lie.
To be fair, I think it was only the England game and then the sort of second half of the Canada game that I watched. So
you picked some really poor choices there.
Yeah, I really did, didn't I? But
yeah.
I suppose, actually, I do think there is one thing from the World Cup we have got to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Why are we just brushing over the really obvious match fixing in the Austria-Algeria game?
Allegedly. I watched that game, the highlights.
We could say allegedly, but when the bench are shouting, I thought we was playing for a draw. It's pretty conclusive evidence, I would say.
It's not like Austria and Algeria have previous. Not themselves. Well, Austria did this, but we all know the disgrace of Gijón. We know of this from a long time ago. That's what made the FIFA change how the World Cup final get. Playing 2 games from obviously all the games of the group stage for one group on the same day at the same time. Austria caused that. It's Austria. They're the reason that we do this now. It's very interesting. It's really worth watching back that game. It's incredible.
I do think this is the problem with pathing out everyone's route to the final, that you do get this in group games where sometimes you look at it and you think, well, actually, we're better finishing second here.
Yes. Well, look at... Where did we finish in our Club World Cup draw? Did we get second? Or did we finish top?
I honestly can't remember.
I can't remember that. I've got a feeling that Flamengo topped our Club World Cup group. I might be very wrong, and someone's going to point that out, and I hope I should really look right away. But I thought we finished second. Yeah, we did. Flamengo had 7. We won it. And being honest, we had an easier kind of pathway because we finished where we finished.
Yeah.
It does benefit. I mean, we're going back to some time now, but if we'd have finished top, so Chelsea, top of their group, happy days. We would have played in this order, everybody. We would have played Bayern. We would have then played PSG, Real Madrid, and then whoever in the final. Now, I'm not saying that it was good to finish second, but playing Benfica, Palmeiras, and Fluminense was quite kind.
Well, yeah, because realistically, if we had topped the group, we'd have played Bayern, and then we'd have gone home.
Yes, we would have packed our bags and had a very quiet trip home. But that's just how knockout football works, isn't it?
But yeah, I do think maybe with the World Cup going forward, what I would suggest is don't map out who you're gonna play if you finish first or second. Maybe just get everyone through, then draw it, and then you can map out the rest. Fine, but maybe the bracket should be random.
Like a Champions League draw.
Yeah, where you just get all the first place teams and put all them out first so they don't play each other, obviously. And then second place, third place. It's pretty. It wouldn't be that complicated to do, and it wouldn't take that long. But well, it would. It'd take 14 hours because they'd have special guests drawing the balls.
Oh, you got to. You got to have Rio Ferdinand, Jermaine Genius appear. That's just kind of the rule of every draw.
Could just have a computer do it and then release it, but whatever.
No. I think for me, Cape Verde. I think they've got to be the story because they were. I thought they would be whipping boys. We all expected them to be one of those teams that get completely. They capitulate. They're going to get beaten each and every game. And they've really held their own in a group with Saudi Arabia, who beat Argentina at the last World Cup, Uruguay under Bielsa, and Spain. They didn't win a game, but they came second with 3 draws against arguably 3 teams that are all better than them. And yet they matched champions of Europe, Spain. I was really impressed with Cape Verde. I think maybe they are the dark horse. I think Colombia are probably now the dark horses. They've been quite decent. But it's good to see. I already hit my 20.5 or over goals conceded for the new teams. So thank you very much, Curacao, for the 7 you conceded, and Jordan as well. They chipped in a bit, didn't they? With how many did they concede? Jordan now they conceded 8. Oh, it's just lovely stuff. But Cape Verde, 2 goals. They didn't want to contribute, did they? And fair play to them. Uzbekistan conceded 11. I was halfway there with just them. So
okay. I mean, to be fair to them, they did really well.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
This just sums up the World Cup now and the farce that is the group stage that teams are going through without winning a game.
I mean, the last it was 2010. New Zealand went out and they were unbeaten in the group stage, which I love that fact. They've already lost this World Cup, so.
But you know what's going to happen now, though, don't you?
Cape Verde are going to win it all.
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
They're playing Argentina next, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh, isn't it brilliant that Cape Verde went through the group?" And then they'll go and play Argentina. They'll lose 6-0, and everyone will go, "Well, it's a fucking waste of time."
Oh, I mean, I am back in Argentina because I've got the big teams in my work sweepstakes. I got Argentina and Germany, and right now I don't believe in Germany. They're real. They are real. I've seen them. I just don't believe in them.
You've got a really good chance of Argentina making the final. Have you seen their route?
It's not. It's kind, isn't it?
Kind.
It's very kind. They're on the good side.
They couldn't have handpicked it better.
Yeah, they're in the nice side. I mean, they obviously Australia, Egypt, and then arguably probably Switzerland or Colombia. And then you take on. I still think Mexico will beat England. I don't see Mexico losing at the Azteca. It just doesn't compute.
But regardless, you shouldn't be getting to a World Cup semi-final before you're playing even a half decent team.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
They literally don't play a good team in the knockouts until the semi-finals.
Yes, we'll see how that plays out. To be fair, we did have last episode. We did introduce that World Cup lineup pose game, and I thought it was going to be a one-off, and many got in touch and said, "We love that, bring it back." And Berth's not on, and neither's Ollie. Surprisingly, they were going to be on. But last minute, just things happen. And
injured in the warm-up.
That was it. We had to quickly get a pencil out and cross out a name and go, oh, shit. Right. Well, let's. You know what? Whilst we're still doing it, we'll do 3. We'll do 2 each. I've got the spreadsheet, but I won't look. Cause I'm not a bell end. I don't want to spoil this because I never get to play the games. So okay. I'll pick a name. Who do I pick? I'm gonna go.
The hardest part of this game is thinking who to pick.
I'm gonna go Raul Jimenez. What does he do? What was his pose? Would help if I could spell his name. There we go.
I feel like Raul Jimenez is like
wow.
He's like a fist pump kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with that.
Well, you're absolutely wrong. It was wrapping flag. So he has a flag round him. I've not seen that. That's amazing.
Fair play to him. I mean, he's gone all out. He's bought props. I didn't realise that was an option.
I didn't even. I would never get that. Wow. Go on. Name me a player. I need to see this. This is amazing.
Ooh, who do I pick?
Did he really do that?
Let's go. Lamine Yamal.
Oh, that's. Ah, I
It's
would.
tough, that.
I would say. See, I do think he'd do a badge point, but I don't think he. I feel like it's more about him. Maybe the hands.
Yeah.
Maybe the hands where it's a beckon, where you're like going, come on then. Let's have a look. Who is? I have no idea. This excites me. Yamal is a fist pump. Oh, fuck's sake. Well, let me down there. Absolutely
it's just a
let me
fist bump, is it?
down. That's just
Wow.
that's you ain't gonna win a Ballon d'Or like that, mate. You are not winning a Ballon d'Or. Oh, who's playing at the moment? Brazil are playing. So Endrick. Oh no, I don't think he's been in the starting 11, so he won't have a pose yet, will he?
Yeah, who would
No.
know?
No one will know. Let's go Casemiro then. Casemiro.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh. Casemiro. What would Casemiro do? Maybe arms crossed.
Oh, it's Paul Badge.
Ah.
Yeah, it's just classic, isn't it? It's like this great game. No one's a winner. Go on, go give me my last one.
Let's go. Let's go a little bit rogue. Let's go. Cody Gakpo.
Cody Gakpo. Oh, I think I've seen this. I have seen this one. I think he rubs his hands.
Oh, he's a hand rubber.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to please get this right because I remember what. Oh, he does boxing. Oh, I was so close yet so far. No winners today. No win. Oh, fucking hell. I hate. Oh, well. On to the next. Shevva shoutouts. I have got Charlotte, who said, awesome pod. First time commenting and been listening to you since last April. I'm not concerned about personnel coming in as it's clear Alonso has a say in the signings, which is what we have been lacking under Bluco. By far, the biggest concern is out wide. Look at the difference between Spain when they have Yamal out wide, who can beat a man, and without. Similar to us, then everyone just doubles up on Palmer. Looking forward to seeing Esteban and Palmer together next season. Yeah, I think we're going to touch on why we believe that Alonso is being backed as a manager, the key word there.
Yeah.
We need all those names mentioned there being in good form next season. We do. Henry or Henri, I don't know how he pronounces it. Yelp, Chris was right about Reece. Such a shame that he never seems to be able to stay fit. I know we all said this in the group chat. As soon as we saw he's been monitored for a hamstring injury, World Cup's over. World Cup's done. You might as well come home. It's such a shame.
To be fair with Reece James though, I think it's a genuine concern now because he only played 2 games in the space of a few days for England once, and he's injured again.
Yeah.
That proves to me that he literally cannot play 2 games a week. Well, long term, he can't play for Chelsea then. He just can't. No matter how good he is, if you can't play 2 games a week, you can't play for a Champions League club then. I know we're not one at the moment because we finished 10th, and I could hear someone saying that already.
We don't need to worry.
But thinking long term, even I honestly don't know where he could go because every big club plays more than once a week, and he can't do it. So I honestly don't know what's going to happen. But for me at the moment now, you look at it and you think, is he even worth having around? Because the bloke never plays.
It would be a shame. We shall wait and see. There's nothing I can say to it. We've said it before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Oh, Matthew, listening to the pod this week while my wife is birthing our new blue boy Emerson in Perth, Australia. Quality pod as usual. Well, I tell you what, we've had tattoos. Now we've had births. I think that's congratulations first, of course, Matt, and your
massive congratulations and fair play.
Yeah, and your amazing wife. Was she in on this? Was she happy to have at the Bridge Pod playing in the background?
Nah, you see what happened was he had one earphone in on the blind side.
Oh, yeah. Oh, brilliant. Young Germ. Hey guys, my name is Pedro, and I've been a listener for a good 2 to 3 years now, and love your guys' work. For Mikey, I've got a Robert Sanchez autograph card. Would you be interested? That is first of all, that is so kind of you. That is wow, love you for that. As a fellow goalkeeper, I too am a Sanchez appreciator. I love this guy even more. What a legend. And feel he has gotten too much heat. Lastly, how do you guys feel about the Xhaka links? We will touch on the Xhaka links, don't worry. I think that this is one of the best lists we've ever had. I just, everything about that was amazing. Everything.
And just to confirm to all the listeners, yes, that is Mikey's burner account.
No, it wasn't, honestly.
There's someone else like Sanchez too.
Yeah, they understand ball. They understand the ball. Thank you genuinely for your reviews, comments, everything you put in those comments. We do read them. We do appreciate them. And if you want yours potentially read out in the next episode, head over there, drop one in, and I'll get read out in the next one. So with that, let's hit some good old news. Oh, charcuterie board on a Monday. Slabs of meat, 3 of them on the board. Oh, in terms of news, because first up, Enzo Maresca, remember him, has been announced as the new manager of Manchester City Football Club. The compensation package City have paid for him is 17 million. Maresca himself has made an undisclosed payment to Chelsea as well. Don't know what it is, hence undisclosed. Chelsea and Maresca have both released statements, as have Manchester City. It was sadly released at 2 p.m. and not 1:15. I think that would have been more fitting. But so be it. I have the statements in front of me. Here's Maresca's. At the end of December 2025, I made the difficult decision to leave Chelsea. The decision was only mine. My resignation from Chelsea opened a path for me to join Manchester City, which is a club I knew very well. I am ecstatic that I've now joined Manchester City. I recognise that my departure from Chelsea in the middle of the season caused disruption for the club. I apologise for that. It was neither my intention nor my wish. I was treated well by everyone at Chelsea, and together we achieved great success and memories that I will always treasure. I'm grateful to the club, the owners, and the fans for giving me the opportunity. That's nice. The Chelsea one's a lot longer. I won't read it in full. Essentially, it's saying that Chelsea are appreciating last season was disappointing for the club and the supporters. They then go, major contributing factor was the disruption caused as a result of changes that the club were forced to make to the head coach position during the Christmas period. Due to recent developments, we consider that it's important to explain our supporters what happened and why our head coach left. And then I love it. I love this. Let me just double check. There is not a single mention of Maresca. Because in autumn last year, the club was informed by our former head coach that there might be an opportunity for him to succeed Pep Guardiola at the end of the season. It was clear that he has a strong desire to succeed Guardiola, and he was committed to pursuing the opportunity, despite being under a long-term contract, which he had no right to terminate. In December 2025, our head coach unexpectedly and abruptly resigned from his position. We felt let down, as we believed his head and heart were focused on another club and another opportunity. And then it goes on and on and on. It goes... The best part I love, it's a confidential settlement has also been reached with the former head coach under which he will pay compensation. Looking forward to next season in Xabi Alonso, we have a manager who has an exceptional football mind and is a professional of the highest integrity. He has all attributes to deliver the success the club's supporters deserve and expect. What do we think of the head coach? What do we think?
Do you know what?
I love this.
I absolutely love that club statement. Because it is like, I'm not naming him.
It's amazing.
Don't put his name in there. Don't ever want to hear that name around here again.
No, it's over.
And you know what? Fair play. And anyone now who was still like, oh, we shouldn't have got rid of Maresca. Well, now you have actual proof that he walked away because he wanted to go to Manchester City. No other reason, no falling out with the board, no being annoyed because he didn't get a centre-back. It wasn't that. He heard, oh, you could get the Man City job and went, oh, fuck these lot then, see you later. That's what actually happened. And have you watched Ted Lasso? I have indeed. You know the scene where he walks out and all of the crowd are going wanker, wanker, wanker. If we as a fan base don't do that when Manchester City come to Stamford Bridge, we've let ourselves down. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I just think I read all 3 statements along, obviously, with the compensation that was paid. My takeaway from it
I believe Maresca's and Manchester City's public apologies were likely part of the agreement between the two clubs to avoid this escalating into the formal Premier League complaint that the club felt that they would be able to put forth and be, right in doing so. I don't think these are carefully worded PR statements. I think they're grovelling apologies. And this is from both an individual, former head coach, and a club that are saying, look, we got this wrong, very wrong, and that we're sorry. Because the reality is, you can't go swimming and expect not to get wet. Both parties clearly crossed the line. Both have been publicly called out for it, and rightly so. For a club for me, like Manchester City, who pride themselves on being professional and ethically driven, I think this is a poor look and one that damages what is a pristine reputation for them. And I hope nothing else, happens in regards to their conduct, because they've been, completely one of the best shining lights of the Premier League. For Chelsea, I mean, we get the last laugh, don't we? Not only have we upgraded, because we have, by appointing Alonso. I personally believe he is the better manager of the two. That word in that Chelsea own statement is perfect. It's poetic. They've described Alonso, haven't they, as a manager who has an exceptional football mind and, more importantly here, a professional of the highest integrity. Subtle message there.
What would be absolutely hilarious now and would be justice in football would be if next season we beat Manchester City to the Premier League title, and the main contributing factor to that happening is the fact that we only had one game a week because Enzo Maresca cost us Champions League football.
Wow. We'll wait and see. And Chelsea's second piece of news, we've updated all of our social media profiles with a slightly redesigned badge. And I'm going to quickly describe it because you've all seen it, listeners. You saw it on the statement today. It's a deeper base colour.
Imagine if you redesigned our badge using clip art on Microsoft Word. That's what it is.
Look, we've basically got a deeper primary blue colour. The border removals have happened. The yellow outlining that was wrapped around the inner white circle has gone. Around Chelsea and Football Club text, they've gone. We've got white borders now. That obviously, you remember the white borders around the football and the roses. They've gone. The lion is now all blue. It's not 3D. There's the font change as well. Oh, look, hot take.
Very CFC LDN font.
You know what? You make a point there, and I do see where you're coming from. At least it's not CFC LDN. It's still the Chelsea badge. It's still very recognisable as our badge.
For now.
It's not quite when Japan changed their flag. Many people remember that day. They changed it and it looked near identical. Please look it up on Wikipedia. It's also not the new Stoke City badge either. It's not radical. I'm already over it, and I know why fans are annoyed. I do understand that, and I'm not going to say you have no right to be. You totally do. The reason that I'm not totally annoyed by it is because everything now is about selling a badge. It's about simplifying it. Stop adding extra bits that don't work when you can slap it on everything and anything with merchandise. That's why loads of circle badges are now a thing. They're not because circle badges are, wow, it's gorgeous and it's brilliant, it's fresh, it's new. It's because we can sell that and slap it on every piece of merchandise. And when we make it really small, it still looks exactly how it should. That's why the modern day Arsenal crest, they would never go back to the old one because you couldn't put it anywhere because there's too many details. I'd expect Newcastle United will eventually do their badge, which would be a shame, but it's not simple enough. They need to make it circle, and it's frustrating, but it just seems to be the way that it's going because of marketing.
I do get that from a marketing point of view. The only thing I'm not that bothered about it either, to be honest. I don't like the new blue. I just think it's too bright. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from.
It's like, when you go on like the colour picker, it's like they put it on blue and just put it all the way into the corner.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like,
I see where you're coming from.
is that as bright as that blue can go? Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, it'll do, but I want it as bright as possible. So
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the new blue. I just I don't mind them doing it. I just don't know why they tried to do it and hope nobody would notice. Like, I just think if you're gonna do it, at least announce that you're doing it. Like, the part that didn't make any sense was just change the profile pictures, no one will notice. And it's like, you think the internet isn't going to notice that? They will,
Well,
straight away.
what was it? I've forgotten now. What did happen? Somebody put out a statement at like 1 a.m. Like no one would notice, and then what the hell was that about? I forgot now. It was a statement that went out at 1 a.m. I don't think it was the NFL. No, it was definitely football. What was that to do with? I remember us talking about it. There was a statement. It went out quietly at like 1 a.m. And people
was that when we apologised over saying that, over doing that?
Oh, of course. It was
Post.
when we did banter with Arsenal and we put an apology. That was it. And it's like,
put an apology out at like 2 a.m. and went, oh,
like,
yeah. We put the apology out. Oh, yeah, I've put it out at the worst time possible. Is that
it's like, you fool. You fool. Yes. Let us know what you think of the badge, listeners. And of course, the third huge piece of news. Aliana Garnacho, he's got a new hairstyle. We're not going to do a scout report on Marco Palestra. That's been scrapped. Sorry, because too many people have asked us to do a full deep dive into Garnacho's new look. And so we've heard you. But of course, first, we'll do the third and real piece of news from one player with the letters GAR in the first three letters of their surname. How about we switch those around and do GRA? Because in their first name, Granit Xhaka. This came out of nowhere. This was a proper sucker punch to me. We've already agreed a full verbal agreement over a transfer. That's personal terms, modern day speak. We've spoke to Sunderland. We've put in an £8 million offer. Everyone lost their minds because, of course, they did. Xabi Alonso wants him hit the bridge. Wow. What do you think? Wow. That's all I can say. Wow.
The saying, putting your money where your mouth is, springs to mind. We said on here a few weeks ago that it was okay, the board saying about changing strategy and realizing their mistakes, but we'd have to see it in action. This is putting their money where their mouth is. That's the truth. This isn't a signing we would have made 12 months ago. We wouldn't even have considered signing a 33-year-old 12 months ago. Wouldn't have happened.
No.
Especially one that we've got to pay money for. You know, maybe we might have looked at a free agent of that age, but still highly unlikely. This is a player who's being brought in, again, specifically for the manager we've got in charge. And because he's experienced, has won things, is a leader, and despite the fact that we've got to pay money and he will hold no value whatsoever in terms of transfers, we're still trying to make the signing anyway. And that shows for me that we have changed strategy and realised the mistakes we was making. For me, this will be one of the most encouraging transfers under Bluco, because it will show that they have realised that these are the sort of players you need in your team to be successful. You can't keep signing 18, 19-year-old wonder kids who may or may not be good. Eventually, you've got to sign ready-made players. And I think it will show a real changing of the guard, and that Alonso is being backed as a manager and not as a coach. He's being given the tools that he wants, not the tools that someone else has brought.
Yeah, I think for me, this signing addresses so many concerns that I've had, Chelsea fans have had, about Clear Lake heading into this summer. You know, we talk and joke about the big summer.
Big summer blowout.
But ever since Clear Lake took over, we've seen the same issues crop up time and time again. That reluctance to sign a proven Premier League experienced player, the reluctance to bring in anyone over the age of 25, and being honest, at times a failure to fully back the head coach with profiles of players that the coach wants. At the end of the day, if you want to stop the alarm, you've got to put out that fire. Xabi Alonso is Chelsea's chief firefighter now. This signing, if it happens, tells me he is the one driving the football decisions. We've agreed terms with Xhaka. He's a Premier League vet. He's arguably the signing of last season. He's a player Alonso knows very, very well. I think that made me give a huge sigh of relief going into what is this summer for Chelsea. It's a big summer. Like, jokes aside, it's a big summer. It's a really big summer. I can't stress this enough. I fully approve this side. He would instantly become a leader in this squad. He'd be a true gen. He would be our strongest voice on that pitch since Silva left.
And he still has quality as well. He proved last year. He was in the conversation for Premier League Team of the Year last year. So it's not like we're signing him just because he's experienced. He's got quality as well.
Oh, 100%. Quality player. And what I love when it comes to leadership, for me, one thing that matters above everything else, best ability is your availability. Look at his injury record. This is since 2020. He's missed 1 game through illness. He's missed 3 for a groin injury. And then his last significant setback came in 21-22 season when an inner ligament injury kept him out for 70 days, which cost him 13 games for club and country. And after that, he didn't miss a single game during his 2 seasons at Leverkusen. Not one. Last season, he missed 5 games with an ankle injury. 22 games across 5 years. That's exceptional durability. Absolutely something we need.
Lavia misses that in a month. So
it's depressing, but only Lavia can miss 70 days in a single calendar month. I'm excited. I'm sure this will get done. It's just one of them. It's a bit like Enzo Fernandez. Whether we want to keep him or not, it's absolutely irrelevant. We're going to agree a deal with Real Madrid. He's already going to be signed. It's just one of them. So we move. And that's funny enough we're talking about Enzo Fernandez because we're obviously entering our second episode in the Keep, Sell or Loan series for 2026. And this time, of course, it is the midfielders. The rules are they're so simple. It's keep, sell or loan. And we have, being honest, we have fleshed out our midfielders because we've added 4 academy players, including one who was out on loan last season and actually did quite well in League One. Spoilers. Because otherwise there's 8 players. I think there wasn't even that. It was a 6. Wasn't it? It wasn't
6.
a lot. There was not a lot of midfielders. So I teased you. Enzo Fernandez is the first name up, and I've got him at sell, Chris. Look, it's honestly the easiest sell on my list. Not because I want him gone. It's because he doesn't want to be here anymore. He doesn't.
Yep.
He is a top-class player. I'm not going to suddenly rewrite history and say he's an absolute bust and we need to get him off the books. But he's a top-class player, and we will miss him next season. We will. But you can shuffle the cards. It's still the same deck. You can look at it from any angle you want here. If a player wants to leave, there is no point forcing him to stay. There's not. Agree that huge fee with Real Madrid because we still do have leeway. We can still say to Madrid, we got a contract. It's there. Shake hands, get the deal done, and everybody just moves on. That's all we have to do. We have no other option, I think. What have you got for Enzo?
Sell.
Fair play, mate. We've both been mature here, I think.
Yeah, I've got Sal like you because he doesn't want to be here. And as I said about a month ago, I only want players who want to be here, and I don't care who they are. If they don't want to be at Chelsea, leave. Because we don't need those players here. And everyone going, oh, but you can't lose good players. We finished 10th with these players. So they're not irreplaceable. They don't want a mid-table. That's what they are. They're mid-table players because that's where you finished. So I also have him as Sal, though, because I don't know where he would play in an Alonso system anyway.
Okay.
Because I don't think he would play as one of the sort of two 10s behind the striker. I think we've got too many options there for him to play in that position. And we have seen for far too long now that Caicedo next to Enzo doesn't work. For whatever reason, it's one of the biggest enigmas in football because Caicedo, really good player. Enzo, really good player. They should work, but they don't. So playing those two together doesn't work. So I don't really see where he was going to play. But I wouldn't have sold him if he didn't want to go to Real Madrid. But if he wants to leave, So, because I don't see the point. Anyone who says keep, what is the point in keeping someone who doesn't want to be here?
Yeah, it's the Lampard-Gerrard dilemma. They couldn't play together for some reason. They do.
Yeah,
Look, the thing is, I know one wanted to. They both kind of wanted to arrive late into the box and score goals. The thing is, though, I'll look at the Alonso formation. Xhaka, let's just say we signed that Xhaka. Caicedo's going to partner Xhaka.
Yeah.
So you are right. It's one of the tens. Is Enzo going to fit? I don't think he does. And that's not me knocking him. I just don't think. I think Palmer sits there. We then have a striker. Will it be Jackson? Will it be somebody else? We don't know. Could it be Liam Delap? Obviously not. So who's going to sit in that other 10? It's Enzo, Mike. Is it? Is it though? Because I'm not convinced.
Could be Esteban. Could be João Pedro.
And then you've got the argument. Imagine, yeah, but who are you keeping on the bench? Let's just say hypothetically, we keep Esteban on the bench. That's not going to play. I'd rather piss off Enzo Fernandez, who's already pissed off, than piss off Esteban and have both leave. So
exactly.
And on that topic, Cole Palmer. I've got keep. Look, we do need to see a much better Cole Palmer next season. I'm not going to paint over what happened last season. I would happily take the bloody version that we saw under Maresca in Maresca's first season at the club. Sorry, the former head coach in his first season. If the Pochettino version could be a one-off, it could be. But my word, when Palmer is on it, when he's switched on, everyone around him is better. Everyone looks better. Everyone plays better. Everyone is more dangerous in that final third. We need Cole Palmer. We need him back to at least 70, 80% of what he was under Poch. I'd take that right now. I don't want to give up on him yet. I think that'd be ridiculous to do so. What have you got?
I've got keep with an asterisk.
That I understand. I do.
This is last chance for me.
I understand.
If he can't perform under Xabi Alonso after a summer of complete rest,
yeah.
For me, this is a season of no excuses. He's going to be played in his favoured position under a good manager in a good system, having had a complete summer off with no distractions. For me, there's no excuse. If after 10 games this season he hasn't performed, I'd drop him. Wow. Because I think the mistake everyone has made previously is they just keep playing him. And Cole Palmer, when he is on it, he is so good he can win you a game. But Cole Palmer, when he's off it, it's like playing with 10 men. He has no impact on the game for you, but he can be the opposition's best player. So I honestly do think, for me, he's got the opening 10 games of the season. If we haven't seen at least 5 good performances in the opening 10 games of next season, I then would start to be looking at, I think we need to sell him.
Wow. Dario Asugo. Now, I've got loan. There's an asterisk here because I've twinned.
Everyone forgot he existed.
Well, he's real. He is real. He's not Denner. We know this player does exist. Have I seen him myself? I don't know if he played against Wolves. I generally cannot remember. I just remember Andre Santos scoring and running to where I was and doing his celebration, even though I was in the Wolves end. But that's another story. I think it's probably the easiest loan on this list because we've barely seen him. Chris, he's had 8 appearances last season. That was his debut season for us. 8 appearances. Now you're going, that's not terrible, Mike. No, it's not. It only amounts to 147 minutes of football. Mm-hmm. In those minutes, I have seen plenty of potential. Of course, he's incredibly raw. Of course, he hasn't had a full. He's got all the ingredients there to become a fantastic player. But because of the injuries, we've barely been even able to take the ingredients out of the cupboard. That's how I see it. He's missed 37 games for injury last season. I'd send him to Spain. Nice climate, consistent football, and I've got a club. I did some research. It's got to be a possession-based team. I'd go Rayo Vallecano. Benefits us as well because we're interested in one of their players. They're a possession-based side. They'll give him responsibility on that football. I think it'd be the perfect environment for him to develop. And I've got an asterisk, and we'll find out later why I've done that. Chris, what about for you for Asugo?
Yeah, I would loan him, but he's another one where I am concerned about just giving these players far too much time, like we've done with Lavia. He came in first season, spent all of it injured, and everyone went, "Oh, okay, let's give him benefit of the doubt, maybe loan him out next year." And then we went, "Nah, let's keep him. He's fit now." Injured again, another year missed. Then it was, "Oh, but he's such a good player when we do see him. Think about those 4 times we've seen him in the last 2 years. He was good in them, and he's still here." So Asugo can't be another one of them. It's a loan next year, but the minute he goes out on loan and gets injured, sell him.
I can understand your point. I can understand your point. You know what? I'm going to switch these players around because otherwise, this asterisk, it's perfect switcheroo. Romeo Lavia. I've got loan. No, Chris. Hear me out. Hear me out. I might change your opinion. This decision is tied to Dario Asugo. I'd only keep one of them in the squad, and I would loan the other.
Yeah. Okay.
Lavia is incredibly talented. Every time he plays, he is majestic. I really liked watching him against Wolves. He's very calm. He's technically brilliant. He makes football look easy for him, but his body can't be trusted. He's a Jeep. He's a Jeep. He's expensive. He's great to look at though. Brilliant when it works, but you don't know if you're going to make it for another week. You just don't know. And I think if he is the one that we loan out instead of Asugo, I'm keeping the plan the same. Rayo Vallecano, regular football, hopefully build some durability. What do you have with Lavia?
Oh. Time's up. What are we going into? Would this be his 4th or 5th season? 4th?
There's no way it's 5. Can't be. Hang on.
He signed the same time as Caicedo, didn't he?
4th season. Oh, I was getting concerned then. I was getting nervous.
In 3 years, he's barely cracked double figure appearances.
He's got in the Premier League, it was 16 and 12 for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, almost all of them from the bench where he's playing 20 minutes. For me, he's run out of time and he's run out of grace. Wow. He's never going to be fit. If you're not fit for 3 years, you're not just suddenly going to get fit. He might go somewhere else. He might go abroad and be fit. But that does not mean he would have ever been fit for Premier League football. I think he's another one where his body can't cope with the demands of the league. So he needs to go Italy, Spain, where it's a little bit more comfortable for him. But for me, he's run out of time now. I'm fed up of giving these players all of this grace when they can't even walk on a football pitch.
Okay, I do understand the frustrations with him. That's why I had him tied with Asugo. One of them stays, one of them goes on loan, and then assess it next season. Oh, so Andre Santos, straightforward keep. I really I do like this player. Not every player who did well against Wolves, and I saw is like my fair, I promise. But he's got so many attributes to become the next Brazil senior team captain. He's already captained them, obviously at under 20 level, and I love his attitude. It's so first class. Even during last season, he still looked like one of the few players who cared. He didn't look like he'd fully down tools and gone, and we need a mentality that he has. We need more of it. And I'll be honest, I don't understand. I want to hear it. I want to hear the argument from listeners. If you're on this particular boat, why so many fans online want him sold? Is it, do I know ball? Do they know ball? Someone clearly doesn't know ball here. I don't think it's me. I don't think I'm the one who doesn't know football. I want to know the argument why people want him sold. I really do. What have you got?
Yeah, I've got keep. I don't understand why everyone wants him sold either. I think he's shown a pretty good level of consistency for Chelsea. I think even the games where he has been really slagged off online, I think it's been really harsh criticism. I don't think I've ever looked at him and thought, God, he's had an absolute shocker today. He might not have had loads of standout performances either. He's just been relatively consistent, like, a 7 out of 10. But it's what I don't, and I don't think people have taken into account is one, he's still relatively young and will get better. But also, this is somebody who has never worked under a good manager. So
True.
his development probably hasn't been what it should have been, because look at the managers he's been working under. So I think under Alonso, a good coach will get so much more from him. And he's another one of them players where we could be sat here this time next year going, guys, it's a good job we didn't get rid of him because Alonso turned him into a proper player.
And it was his first full Premier League season. I'm not counting that one appearance for Nottingham Forest.
No, exactly.
Look, the thing is, you could say yes, but some signings have hit the ground running. Look at Diego Costa, Mike. Yes, you're right. But Andre Santos played in Ligue 1. It is different to the Premier League. And not everybody coming back to a new environment, even though Strasbourg have the same setup in a sense. Moises Caicedo weren't Moises Caicedo when he first joined us. And it was the same league. He weren't.
Exactly.
He weren't. In fact, his debut was probably arguably up there as one of the worst for a new signing.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at him. So, and on that topic, Moises Caicedo, of course, it's keep. I've got nothing to say. Captain of Ecuador now. Congrats.
Keep.
Well done. So go on to the youth players. Reggie Walsh. I went loan, and you could guess that's a cop out, Mike. No, he turns 18 next October. I think next October, this October, one of those. And I think that's the perfect time for a first senior loan. I'd keep him in London because homesickness is real. It's especially at that age. I actually did some more looking into teams. I thought AFC Wimbledon or Bromley, I think would be ideal because they're proper football clubs. They've got a fan base, AFC Wimbledon especially, passionate supporters there. And I think that experience of senior men's football, and it's the kind of environment that helps young players mature. I think he'd do really well. It's not the Championship because that's sometimes a bit too much too soon. I think in a London club, League One, and we move from there. What have you got?
Yeah, loan, the same. I actually don't mind the shout you've just said. I do think sometimes people want them to go to the Championship because it's a higher level. But you've got to remember that these kids are so young that it would be such a tough ask to find a Championship team who are going to say, yeah, we'll play that 17-year-old every week. It's like, will you? Really? In such a demanding league where pressure in the Championship is really high because those clubs can't afford to drop out of the Championship into League One because the monetary drop off is huge. And most teams in the Championship are chasing promotion. So the pressure is there on most managers to be successful.
Yeah.
Are they really going to throw in a 17, 18-year-old into starting 11 every week? Probably not. No. Will they do it in League One? Yeah, they probably would because there's more teams in there who are just sustaining themselves. They're just in League One. They're not really have ambitions of getting promoted at the moment. They're not really in any trouble of going down to League Two. And again, the drop off between League One and League Two isn't as big as it is from the Championship to League One. So it's one of them where I think he's more likely to get game time at that level than he would do at the Championship, and ultimately that will help him develop better. And I do think sometimes these lads playing against men is so much better than them just playing in the under-21s against a load of kids their own age who they already know they're more talented than.
Not everyone, remember, can be Kobe Bryant. They can't go from high school straight into the pros and like, bloody hell, that they can handle it. Sometimes you need that little stepping stone, and I think this is the right one. And Amari Kellerman, I've got a loan, but a precise loan. I'm sending him back to Wales, to Cardiff City, because they're in the Championship now. That's the perfect next step. He's had a solid League One season. He already knows Cardiff City, because he played there all last season. He did well. He knows the staff. He knows the dressing room, the dynamics. He doesn't need to settle in. Why bother sending him to another... Because he's not ready for the Premier League. Why send him to another Championship club when he's already got one. Let him test himself, one division higher, same club, and then we can assess at the end of next season. I think that is absolutely perfect.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
Fair play. Well, two more. Jesse Derry. I've got a keep on here. I liked what I saw from him last season, particularly, obviously, before that horrible head injury he had against Forest. And he was good against Forest, and he was decent in the FA Cup against Wrexham. I just want to see more of it. I think let him rotate between the first team and the under-21s. Gradually increase his minutes. I just feel that he's a more mature player ready for that rotation instead of sending him out on loan. How do you see that?
We're really on the same page today because that's exactly what I was going to say.
Fair play.
I would keep him. He'll still get plenty of minutes in the under-21s, but I'd like to see him involved in the first team more regularly. You know, even just being on the bench, he doesn't have to come on, but in those, you know, easier games, hopefully in the early rounds of the cup, if we get favourable draws, give him minutes there. Games that we're winning comfortably in the league, instead of bringing on fucking Pedro Neto, who we all know what he's going to do. Run, turn around, pass it back. Give Derry the minutes instead. That's what I'd like to see more of. You know, if we're beating somebody 3-0 at home with 10 minutes to go, instead of bringing on, you know, the first teamer, because we need to give them minutes to keep them happy, give Jesse Derry some minutes. Because the other players are going to get plenty anyway, because almost all our games are going to be relatively close, where you would be bringing on those players instead of him. So take the opportunity when we're winning comfortably to give him some minutes, because I thought last season, actually, he showed glimpses of being very, very promising.
We'll end it with Ryan Kavuma McQueen. I've got easy keep because, like Reggie, he's 17. He's only 17. However, he stepped up to the under-21s despite starting last season as a 16-year-old. I think that says everything about him. How highly he's rated. To go from being a 16-year-old to get to the under-21s team. Leave him there. Let him develop physically and technically. Don't rush him. He doesn't need to be sent here, there, and everywhere. Let him enjoy his time. And then maybe next summer we can go, oh, look, this lad, he's a bit more mature. He's learnt more. Maybe we can get him a loan. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly the same.
Oh,
again.
Wow. Brilliant.
Leave him in the under-21s. I have got a question, though.
Go on.
Got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think, or can you think of any player who has gone on to be a world-class player, genuinely world-class, who wasn't already playing in a first team by the time they was 18?
Yes, but I don't know if people would say he was. I would say before the injury hit him, yes, I'd say Jack Wilshere because he was 18 when he went to Bolton. And I would say that he was a top-class player. Injuries just completely took him out.
Yeah, that's fair. I think, you know, you look at it and I always think a lot of people tout these kids as, oh, he could be world-class. You know, you look at someone like Jesse Derry, for example. People going, oh, he could be genuinely world class. For me personally, if he was going to be world class, he'd be in our first team already. I think players who are going to hit that level by the time they are 17, 18 years old, they make first teams. Gerrard, Owen, Rooney, Messi, you know, Raul at Real Madrid long time ago was, you know, he was bagging goals in the Champions League at 18.
Yeah. I think, actually, Didier Drogba, we consider him a world-class player in his prime, and he didn't get a pro contract. I don't think he was like 21, was he? Was he around 21, 22?
Yeah, I think that
there are rare exceptions. Yeah,
I think they're the exception that proves the rule, though. I think generally when you know, look at Eden Hazard.
True.
Look at what he was doing at 18.
Yeah.
He was winning league titles.
True.
In a first team. So I always think sometimes with these players, instead of worrying about whether they're going to be world class, just think, are they going to be good enough to be in our squad one day? Because for me, someone like Jesse Derry isn't going to be world class. And that shouldn't be the question. It should be. Is he going to be good enough to be in and around a first team squad of this level at some point? And I think the answer to that probably is yes. Will he be world class and lead us to a league title in 10 years' time? No. No, he won't. Because if he was that good, he'd already be playing.
Yeah. I think as well, I've just thought off the top of my head one player, mainly because I've seen him at the World Cup. Ian Wright. He didn't even, I don't think he was a professional till really late.
No. And Jamie Vardy the same.
Yeah. Ian Wright as well. When it meant something, he was a 2-time nominated Ballon d'Or player in the 90s, mid-90s. So, yeah, I'd have to put him at the whether people go, world class. Well, yeah, he got the nomination during when the Ballon d'Or meant something. So, there we go. There's our keep, sell, loan midfielders. Naturally, the forwards are going to be next. So, that'll be, we'll look forward to that. Who's going to be staying? Liam Delap, maybe sell, maybe loan, maybe keep. Oh, I don't think Chris is keeping him. Chris is just the spoilers for Chris there. He's clearly not keeping him. And that's fine. Christmas questions. NJ Brand. Could this be... Oh, actually, there's two. Sorry, you've got two questions here. You know what? I'll give you both of them because I've read it out. Could this... we are all in agreement that this officiating style of letting play go needs to be in the Premier League, right? They're on about the World Cup. Could this be why England seem to struggle a bit as they tend to look for soft fouls? Oh, an international question.
I like that. Do you know what? I was watching a game the other night. It might have been the England-Panama game, actually, where there was a lot of like, you know, the ones where they sort of bump into each other and one of them falls on the floor, but they're the ones you see given every week in the Premier League and everyone goes, oh, that's soft. And it just breaks up the flow of the game. The ref weren't giving them. If it wasn't a really obvious push, he was like, get up, be stronger. And I really liked that. That's what the Premier League's lost. That's why the Premier League used to be so successful, because it was more physical than that. It was hard. It used to be really hard to get a free kick in the Premier League. You had to be chopped down to get a free kick in the Premier League. Now they only have to look at you wrong, and the ref goes, I didn't like the way you looked at him. Free kick.
It's very old school to say this, but Ron Chopper Harris, a legend of the Chelsea history, the pantheon of Chelsea, that man would have been suspended from the game for life with his tackle. He didn't earn the name Chopper because he's chopping up vegetables in his kitchen. Let's just say that.
Look at someone like Roy Keane. If Roy Keane came into football now, he wouldn't make it.
No, of course not. Absolutely not. You are right. Don't get me wrong. When I say I want it to be more physical, I'm not expecting an NFL level of challenge. I'm being realistic here. But you're right. Soft fouls are so frustrating when you just see a player get and I'm down, and you think, oh.
Do you know the ones I hate?
Go on.
When a ball is running towards the corner flag, and there's a defender running back towards his own goal, and the attacker's behind him, and the defender steps across him, stops suddenly, the attacker runs into his back, he falls onto the ball, and he gets the free kick. That really pisses me off. You stopped. Yeah. That's your fault. You've initiated that contact. If I'm driving 70 miles an hour down the motorway and slam my brakes on, the person behind me goes into the back of me, that's my fault.
I don't know about liability. I'm trying to think with insurance. Technically, they haven't kept a set. Yeah, well, you've brake checked them and, doing a crash for cash there. It's the thing. It's just not everything has to be a foul. It can be, a bit of 50-50, but we don't see 50-50 challenges anymore. We don't.
No, you don't.
They don't. You can say, they are a little bit. No, you don't, because it's a foul. And I have enjoyed seeing it's a contact sport. Again, I'm not saying let's break legs. No, let's be sensible. However, I enjoy the way that the World Cup is going. I enjoyed seeing a physical game play out. If a player is stronger, they're not punished for it.
Did you see that goal that was ruled out, though, for a foul?
I would love some context there. That could have been any game across the World Cup.
They won like 5-1 in the end anyway.
Was that Belgium and New Zealand?
No, it was one of the South American teams. Fucking hell, I can't remember it. What? Might have been Ecuador. How did Ecuador do in their last group game?
They beat Germany 2-1.
Oh, no, it weren't them then. Was it Colombia?
Hang on. Let me just search. We've got time. Brazil won 3-0. France, that don't count. You sure it was 5? Argentina won 3-1.
They won quite comfortably in the end anyway, so it didn't matter.
I don't see any. Not South American. Portugal beat Uzbekistan 5-0.
No, it weren't that.
No, but I feel like I do know what you're on about, but I don't.
Yeah, well, anyway, the winger got fouled on the no. Yeah, someone got fouled on the halfway line, and the play carried on, and there was about 17 more passes, and then someone smashed it in, and they brought it all the way back, and it's the softest push you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, I do remember that.
Swear that they was wearing yellow. I swear they was wearing yellow.
I do know what the goal. Was that Uzbekistan? Maybe it wasn't.
No.
I do remember a goal being disallowed because of the halfway. I do actually remember that.
Oh, it's so annoying. I can't. It wasn't that long ago. It was only the other day.
I think that was Ecuador and Germany. It might not have been. It really might not have been. I'm just looking up disallowed goals as we speak. Maybe it wasn't. But I do. I don't know. No, I don't know.
Senegal.
It could have
Senegal against Iraq.
Okay.
I swear that must be it.
I'm looking up disallowed goals as we speak, listeners. Here we go. Ismail Assar. No. It doesn't tell me. I don't know. Someone's gonna have to let us know because I'm now hooked on finding out what that is.
It's so annoying when you can't remember stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember. But naturally, the passage of time, listeners will comment going, "It was this game." Please do let us know because I want to know now. I want to know. I guess with that, that's it. No, they can't play a game. It was going to be Sidwell's stamp collection. I had some great players lined up, but I can't do that now. So maybe next Monday. We're in another episode. Thank you, of course, for tuning in. And before we go, don't forget we are proudly partnered with Head in the Game and mental health charities in football to support wellbeing and community. Of course, I say it every episode. It's still important. Every episode I say it. Check in with each other. Look after each other. Your friends, your family, your colleagues. You never know. Someone might be having a hard time. Just, be kind. That's all we ask. Be kind. You can, of course, find out more at headinthegame.co.uk. So treat yourself well, listener. We'll be back Thursday. Final episode in our Keep Sell Loan series. It's the Forwards, sponsored by Liam.app. So until then, that will be us signing off.
You've been listening to At The Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At The Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.